I did something stupid and had an accident, and it's time to tell you the story.
Let's talk about that.
Hi, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Mauri.
And we're from Mexico. Good Mythical Morning!
Good Mythical Morning.
A little hot in here to you. Kind of like right in here in my core.
Yeah,
I feel like I might be about to overheat.
I get it.
Very warm
You-
in the center of
You're
my...
wearing my vest. You wanted to wear my vest.
It's a little small
You're
for me.
wearing it.
My
get
core is bigger than your core. I need a bigger vest.
Yeah, okay, well then give me back my vest. And I'm not going to wear it now, but I am going to continue to wear it, like I said, on my own time. Okay, I guess it was day before yesterday, I mentioned a story that I wanted to tell you. Now is the time. I don't make a habit of making boneheaded decisions and boneheaded movements in my life.
But they happen a lot. But is that a habit?
But it just happens, and it's not usually my fault. But maybe this one's my fault. I had an accident over the holidays. I just want to lay the story out. I know you know parts of it, but you don't know all the details. So I'm gonna share it with you people, and I expect some sort of catharsis here in me telling this story. This could also be categorized as an embarrassing story, but probably not my most embarrassing story.
Keyword embarrassing.
Well, keyword catharsis. Look it up.
I know what it is.
Okay, so for the holidays, we go to a lot of
My nickname in high school.
family members' homes. We usually go to Christy, my wife's parents' house, pretty early on. We go visit the in-laws, you know, and we did that this holiday season, and I have not developed a reputation of being someone who's got my head on straight when I go to the in-laws' house.
Okay.
I have developed a reputation of being a complete idiot. Now, I'll just quickly recount some of those instances. The first time I ever went to Christy's parents' house, I had already met him, but going to their house, like, oh, Christy and I are dating. He grilled.
Meet the parents.
He grilled some chickens. He had them on a nice platter. He was taking them from the grill. He handed them to me. I was taking them inside. Christy, for some reason, was shooting basketball, which is hard to imagine.
Yeah, of course.
Shooting basketball. She misses the hoop. The ball comes towards me. I'm like, haha, air ball. The ball bounces in front of me in such a way that it bounces and then it comes up under the plate. Bam! Chicken and plate go everywhere. Shattered on the ground. The chickens are everywhere in their driveway, which is gravel. And I turn around, and her dad, my future father-in-law, is right there. And he's like... And he starts picking them up, and he made me eat them.
We still gonna eat that. Yeah, right. I'm about to say.
So that was... Okay. This guy you're dating, Christy, may be an idiot. Fast forward in time, been married quite a few years.
Give you a break on that one. That was your wife's fault.
Exactly. I didn't want to say it. Thank you for saying it.
She sucks at basketball.
Some of you may remember from Good Mythical Morning episode over this past summer, went home and Christy's dad took me and the kids fishing. You can watch the whole story in a previous episode. Long story short, I hooked the scalp of my son Lincoln with a fishing hook, didn't realize it, and continued to yank in such a way that I almost yanked his whole scalp off, and then turned around, and who's standing right there? My father-in-law. He's like, what did you do? And then he has to administer first aid.
Now,
I think that the man you dated might be a bonehead.
In your defense, Lincoln is the most fish-like of your children. I'm just trying to help you out here.
Christmas before last, I need to open a Barbie doll that Lily got for Christmas from my in-laws, and my father-in-law hands me a knife, and as I'm opening the Barbie doll, I cut my finger. I run out into the kitchen to put it under the sink because, I don't know, for some reason I thought that's what you do.
Because it was a very hot knife.
And yes, I looked down at my finger, and I fainted into my father-in-law's arms. It could happen to anybody.
I have no defense for you in that one.
So... This is the reputation that I have established with my in-laws, my father-in-law, but he was gracious enough
Does he constantly scowl at you when you come in?
He constantly brings it up. He's like, oh, don't give him a knife. Is that a Barbie? Here, let me open that.
Chickens.
You want to go fishing? He doesn't talk like this, though. So he was gracious enough to loan us, when we came into town, since we don't have a car there, his GMC Yukon.
Maybe he's looking to get an insurance payment on it.
So Christy's sister and her husband bring it to the airport to pick us up. He's not there because he's back in Kinston, North Carolina. But I know that this truck is his baby, this SUV. I know in the past, I can see whenever I bring it back, if he's loaned it to us, he doesn't tell me, but he like gives it the once over.
Oh, yeah.
It's like looking at it. I know that he trips the mileage and tracks exactly how much mileage we drive it whenever he loans it to us. This is his baby. This is his car. But it's the only one that it will accommodate my big family whenever we come home, because none of my friends or family have a minivan.
Right.
He loans us a car. We take it from the airport. Now, here's an important point. Instead of just going straight from the airport, getting something to eat, and then going to Kinston, we had to alter our route to go to our former hometown of Fuquay, Varina.
Yep.
The reason why is because my wife left her coat, her winter coat, at your house here in LA, so you brought it to Fuquay.
She left it on the street in front of my house.
And that's another story. So Christy left her coat. I'm not saying this is Christy's fault, but we would never have had to take this route in my father-in-law's truck if Christy hadn't left her coat and you hadn't bring it. So we go down to Fuquay and we're driving.
It's not my fault. Don't blame it on me.
Well, thank you for bringing the coat. If you hadn't, I wouldn't have had to go either. So you or Christy. I'm not the reason we had to go to Fuquay.
It wasn't a vest.
It wasn't me that took us to Fuquay, except I'm the one that driving the Yukon there.
Okay.
We're going down the street, approaching Fuquay, and I can't believe this. In LA, I expect traffic, but never in the small town of Fuquay, Varina. All of a sudden, 3 miles outside of town, there is bumper-to-bumper backed-up traffic.
It's growing. We are growing like a weed.
What in the world?
We got a target coming.
All of a sudden, I'm sitting in stop-and-go traffic in my former hometown, and my blood pressure just starts to rise a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
And then I look down at the fuel gauge. The E-light is on. I don't know how long it's been on. I don't look at things like that, you know?
You have a problem there, I'll be honest with you.
So now I'm thinking, I'm in stop-and-go traffic. What should take 2 minutes is going to take 45 minutes at this rate. I'm going to run out of gas. Is that going to damage the car? Are we going to be so late? He's going to be like, my father-in-law is going to be like, well, where were you guys? And I'll have to be like, maybe I ran out of gas. And
Is it fuel injection?
Yeah, I could cause damage, or at least I'd have to say I ran out of gas. And
Because if it's fuel injection, you got a problem.
what an idiot! So my blood pressure really starts to rise at this point. I'm thinking about going onto the shoulder of the road and just going to the nearest gas station. Finally, we inch forward, and I'm able to cut through the back of a grocery store, the first turnoff I get to,
That's illegal.
then go, and I finally get to a gas station. And I'm thinking that I could run out of gas at any moment. I pull up to the gas station. I'm thinking, all right, which side is the fuel panel? Which side is the hole? The fuel hole?
Is there? Yeah, that's what they call it. It's the official name.
Which side is that on?
Where's that fuel hole at?
Because I'm thinking if I pull
Sounds
up,
like an insult.
if I pull up
You're
and
such a
the
fuel
fuel
hole.
hole is on the other side, I may not be able to crank up the car to get to the other side because
Unlikely.
I'm about to run out of gas.
Yeah,
But
unlikely.
that's how concerned I am. Okay,
I understand.
I'm just thinking about all this.
Did you look at the arrow to see which side it was on?
I didn't have an arrow. I didn't see the arrow. And then
That's
I'm
what the
pulled
arrow's
up
for,
and I
people.
open up and I'm like, okay, yes, it's on the right side. I go up, I open the fuel hole, I put the nozzle in there, I go and I swipe the credit card. Processing. See cashier. Now, it is freezing outside.
Yep.
I'm no longer in Los Angeles. I'm not acclimated to this weather. The wind is howling. All I had on was a vest. My core was great. My arms were just freezing. And blood pressure's just rising. See cashier. I'm like, I'm not seeing the cashier. You know,
I can see him from here.
so
What's the big deal?
I didn't even turn around. I just swiped the card again. Because, you know, sometimes the card doesn't swipe right.
Yep. Does it make noise like that? That's part of your problem.
See cashier. I'm like, dang it! I don't know why, but I was just so keyed up by this point.
Yeah, well, the vest is part of the problem.
I stomp around the Yukon. I go over there to the cashier. It's one of those things where you can't go inside the convenience store. It's all outdoors. And the wind is whipping. I'm freezing. And I see there is a line of people, 15 people long, waiting to go to the one cashier. I'm like, there's a line. What in the world? I'm freezing. And then my eye goes down the line to the front of the line where the cashier is. There's a piece of paper with a handwritten note on it. stuck to the inside of the cashier's booth.
I know what it says.
It says, our credit card machines are broken.
Cash only.
Cash and credit only. Now, I don't have to tell you, I don't carry cash.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's the second mistake.
That's not
There's
my fault.
There's pockets in your vest for it.
I have cards. I have all types of cards. What do I need cash for?
Cards don't work in the apocalypse.
And I don't bring my checkbook anywhere. So I'm just so mad because they would have taken checks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, gosh, I'm not standing in this line. I'm freezing. I'm stomping back around the car. I'm like, why didn't he put the sign on each of the pumps? I could have known this 10 minutes ago. Now I'm going to run out of gas going somewhere else. Get in the car, slam the door. Christy's like, what's wrong? I have a little bit of cash. I'm like, I want to fill up all the way. Put it in reverse. Start going backwards because there was a car in front of me. All of a sudden, boom. I have hit something. And at the same moment that I hear the boom, I realized I forgot to take the gas nozzle back out of my fuel hole. I slam on brakes. Look at Christy. She looks at me.
Caught by the fuel hole.
I might have said a term or two that I don't want my kids to repeat.
Like fuel hole?
I put it in park, I get out of the car, I go back there, I'm like, I run back and get in, I put it in forward a little bit. Thank goodness fuel was not spewing out. There was no fuel escaping anywhere.
Okay, good.
I guess it's because they didn't take my credit card.
Yeah, right.
And then I take the nozzle out of there, I put it away, I slam it, I get back in the car, and Christy's like, did you break something? I'm like, no. She was like, well, did you check? And I'm like, don't ask me any questions. I don't want to run out of gas. And then I go and we get back in a traffic jam to go to the next nearest gas station. I go over there. Christy's like, I snapped at her. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry, Christy.
You didn't call her fuel hole, did you?
I did not. So she was quiet because she knew that I was being a you-know-what. And even though she was concerned, we pull up to the next gas station. Uh-huh. I get out of the car. I'm like, if this swiper doesn't work, I am going to kill somebody. I swipe it, it works. Oh, it's like, how hard could this be?
Yeah, right.
Any
fuel hole can do it.
Open up the fuel hole, pump the gas, fill it up all the way. I even got a receipt. Everything's working perfectly.
Yep.
Turn around, take the thing back out because I'm not going to make the same mistake twice.
Yep, right.
Pull that out. Close the cap on the fuel hole. I have to keep saying it now.
Yeah.
The thing that covers the hole is like, boing.
Yeah, the fuel door.
The fuel door.
Covers the fuel hole.
And then I'm like pushing on it, and that thing is like at an 80-degree angle. It will not close. I have bent this thing back, if you recall, at the previous gas station, the accident I had.
There were repercussions.
Like, I did that. I'm like, oh crap. And then I look closely and I realized that not only is the fuel door bent back, but I had bent it back so far that it hits the side panel of the truck and it started pushing it into the side of the truck, removing paint after layer of paint and just digging itself down. Gosh, you're so stupid. It was like the crack in the side of the panel was just talking to me. You're so stupid.
I'm worried about you.
You are such a boneheaded fool.
I'm glad you own a vest.
Gosh, I get back in the car and I got to tell Christy, I've done some damage
to my relationship with my father.
Yeah. And it's a 1.5 hour drive to Kinston. Gosh, I just
well, what was it? What
felt horrible.
I mean, what are you in trouble now?
My last piece of advice is prepare a speech. What I decided to do after deciding that I wasn't just going to play dumb on this was I prepared a speech. Right when we get there, I'm like, I'm not going to prolong this madness anymore. Right when we get there, I pull over, he sees the grandkids, he comes around back to get out some of the luggage, and I'm like, listen, there's something I got to tell you. And then this is key, this is my piece of advice. I said, please don't kill me. ... It really doesn't matter what you say after that, because in retrospect, that was genius. I'm a genius.
But come over here and take a look at your fuel.
Yeah, so I was like, I dented in the side of your truck, and he's like,
Just give me that vest and everything will be all right.
He took out a handkerchief. He looked at it. He took out a handkerchief. Put it by. He didn't spit on it. He put it behind the fuel panel thingy, and then he proceeds to bend it back, and it was bent back almost good as new.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh? And he was like, and I know what he was thinking. He's like, how big of an idiot can you be? But what he said was, how did you do this? I was like, well, I was just distracted.
Yeah, that's good.
I just left it at that.
Yeah. Let's move on.
He was very gracious. I said, listen, I'm going to fix the dent. I'm going to fix the paint. A week later, when we're at Mom and Lewis's house, they helped me find a local body shop man. And I think that's what his sign said, body shop man.
Oh, you got a little dent there next to your fuel hole. I'll see this every day.
$100. He fixed it. When they came New Year's Day to pick it up, bazam, good as new. Only thing damaged in the long term is my reputation.
Well, it was already pretty bad.
Oh, goodness. Is there anything to learn from my story besides that I'm a total idiot? Probably not. But there you have it.
I think
in
it's
all
just
its glory.
Calm down. Just be calm. When there's cash only, calm down. Tighten your vest up.
If you want to give a suggestion for a secret spot for our wheel, you can do that on Facebook, Twitter. That's the ideal place to do it. We see those. Just finished a marathon. Oh, there you are.
Where's my vest?
I thought that I was waiting for you to come this way because, like, the finish line was here. You were in the marathon, right?
Yeah, listen. The heat is escaping from my core like you would not believe.
The heat is escaping from your core. Well, everybody's gone home, right? You were your last place. I don't even think you stayed on the
Well,
on the
it's
trail.
not how fast you run; it's the way you run. And I ran backwards.